Welcome to The Real with Joseph Labman. I am Joseph Labman. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of The Real, taking time out of your day to come watch this episode. I really appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe for me. I'd really appreciate that as well. That's the best way you can support this channel and help me grow my content and grow this channel to where I'd like it to be. Everybody hit the like button for me on the way in on this video today. That also helps promote this video more in the algorithms, helps grow this channel more as well. Please share this content. I would really appreciate that. My guests would as well. If you would please share this episode with someone you know that maybe is interested in the topic we're talking about today. Please leave a comment below as well. We'd love to hear your guys' feedback. You can interact with myself and the guest on the panel and the live chat as well. Whatever we're talking about, just leave a comment there in the live chat. Pop in and say hello. We'll put it on the screen for you. And yeah, without further ado, let's get to the show. Welcome back to The Real with Joseph Labman. I am Joseph Labman, joined by my lovely co-host tonight, Jersey.
How are you, everybody?
Fired up as always. I say lovely because as the show goes on, he gets fired up when we start talking about the Browns. But we're going to get to the Browns, and that's why a lot of you are going to be here tonight. Obviously, reacted to Shedeur Sanders and his debut today as a full-time starter, or first, well, not say full-time, so we'll find out about that. But first official start in the NFL as the Browns get the 24-10 win over the Raiders. So we'll have a lot to get into there with that. I know we'll have a lot of people also join us tonight for our first part of the show, Jersey, as we'll be joined by a very special guest, Grady Kinsey from Indian Valley. This kid is unbelievable. I'm sure a lot of you guys are high school football fans in Ohio. Jersey, they've had to heard of this kid by now.
Oh yeah, absolutely electric candidate for Mr. Football in Ohio. Amazing, just absolutely amazing. So
yeah, he so guys, if you don't know about Grady, for some reason, but Grady this year broke the all-time rushing touchdown record in Ohio high school history with 125 touchdowns. His team last year, they're still in the state semifinals, going against Glenville this Friday. But last year they won the Division IV state championship, where he had 5 touchdowns in that game. They just won this past Friday, 34-0 over New Lexington. And in the game, Jersey, where he broke the all-time rushing touchdowns, I believe against I believe the school's name was Alder. I believe I could be wrong on that, but he had 300 plus yards, 6 touchdowns in that game against Alder to break the record. So he's also committed to the University of Air Force. A lot of people's eyes, the best running back in the state this year. And Jersey, I got his stats real quick too. His freshman year, he had 1,180 yards for 12 touchdowns. His sophomore year, he had 1,446 yards for 29 touchdowns. Last year, Jersey, 3,278 yards, 50 touchdowns. Unbelievable. On 299 carries and 11 yards per rush. And then so far this year, 2,585 touchdowns, or 2,585 yards and 40 touchdowns. So this kid, he's absolutely electric, like you said, Jersey. And I can't wait to learn more about him. I've heard a lot about him, obviously, and watched him and read all about him. So we get to meet him here tonight and get to know more about Grady. And obviously the big matchup they have this week against Glenville. So without further ado, we'll get the man himself up here. Grady, welcome to The Real.
Yo, thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
How are you, dude?
I'm doing good.
I appreciate for coming on, Grady. I guess we'll start, Grady, with your latest performance against New Lexington. Kind of recap your 34-0 win this past Friday.
I mean, we really did a great job as far as the coaches, all the way down to scout team guys and preparing. I think that's what set us apart from them. I think we prepared very well. We came out, had a good defensive game plan, kind of had an idea of what they were doing. We played them last year. We knew what they wanted to do with running the ball, and then what they were wanting to do with their good receiver. We kind of saw the writing on the wall and came out really executed, had a hard fought first half. Ended up, I mean, at the end of the first half, it was only 18 or 14-0. So like it was still a game, but then we came out and continued to be physical and kind of put them away, and ended up being 34-0, like you said.
Take me through that game when you broke the all-time record. Obviously, 300 plus yards, touchdowns. I believe it was against Alder, I believe, correct?
Mhm.
What was that game? What was that night like for you? Obviously, to break the record, and obviously you're in rare air. So, I mean, what was that like for you personally?
Yeah, that was definitely a good moment for the whole team. It was it seemed like it was an award for like not just me, but I mean the guys that have blocked in front of me for years and years, like some of my best friends. So it was really fun just having that experience with those guys and being able to, say there's Indian Valley in the record books,
Yeah.
way above everyone else. So it's definitely a blessed thing to see.
Oh, go ahead, Jersey.
You gave that breakdown of Friday night's game. You saw like coach. Just the way you broke that down. So not many young guys, high school guys do that. But hey, just find out a little bit about you. When did you start playing football?
I started playing, like I played flag football when I was real young, but I first started playing tackle football when I was in third grade. And
Yeah,
the funny part was our O line coach was like our head O line coach and offensive coordinator was my coach, and he always jokes because I was a chubbier kid, so I played offensive guard,
yeah.
and that's kind of what I was into. And he still jokes about that, about how he needs to put me at guard and wants me to put my hand in the dirt and all that. But it's just a good time.
Did
There's
you?
nothing wrong with that. It probably gives you a greater appreciation for it. You know what I mean? As not playing in a tail position, you know what
Yeah,
those guys in the trenches do. You know what I mean? Joseph
yeah.
played center. I
Yeah.
coached him in football, but he played center. So I love the trenches. I love the O lineman,
Mhm.
and I think some of the you see big runs and catches all the time, but I think the thing that gets me fired up the most is blocks. Just
Mhm.
blocking. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, just play any other sports?
I grew up wrestling, playing baseball, running track, and now the only one that I still stick with is running track, and that's because I think it helps me with football a lot more than like I think wrestling growing up helps you with football, but once I got into high school where I was kind of losing weight throughout the wrestling season, I just decided to part ways with it and focus my time on training for football instead of you know searching other stuff.
Yeah.
What community did you grow up playing in mainly?
Oh, I mean, I've went to the same high school since
Oh, so
the
you've been.
where I'm from. It's like I'll use this example. My quarterback, uh, our dads are buddies, grew up
Uh-huh.
buddies. Our grandpas grew up buddies. Our
Yeah.
grandpas on the other side grew up buddies. So it's kind of just like a tight knit community. And
Yeah.
like I've
Everybody
played
knows
there since I
everybody,
was,
and yeah.
yeah, like the teachers had my parents. It's kind of just like a tight knit, like small town, like you see on some of them TV shows and movies.
Who were what were some key coaches you had growing up that maybe were you want to shout out that were a key part of your development as a running back, even just as overall as a player, and I'm sure person off the field as well.
A guy that been with me for a long time, Coach Bolin. He's my running back coach in high school, but he was a second grade teacher at my elementary school, and yeah, he's friends with my mom and my dad, and he's somebody that's like really helped me and encouraged me, coached me up. And then also Coach Peterman, he's the offensive coordinator and O line coach that I was talking about, and he was a fifth grade teacher at my elementary school, and he's been somebody that's like I mean, I think of football, and my mind immediately goes to Coach Pete. Like
Yeah.
he's a real motivator, and he does a great job with our O line in high school. I mean, he does a great job, and he asks a lot out of those guys,
Hmm.
but also has a certain relationship with them that he can be hard on them, but they still know that Coach Pete loves you, Coach Pete cares about you, but he's gonna be on you whenever you're doing something wrong.
When did you fish? So you start off playing guard. When did you start playing running back, and you knew that was the position for you?
Yeah, so I started to, get a little bit faster as I got older, kind of grew into my body. I started playing fullback because we run like we run the I formation.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
started playing fullback, and we had a few good running backs on our team, so I didn't get the ball too much. But as I got older, we had some guys, move weight and stuff, and I started getting the ball more in middle school. And once I got into like 8th grade, that's whenever I really started getting the rock a lot. And I had a great season. Put up a bunch of numbers in 8th grade, and that was a really fun time playing in that middle school ball. But yeah, that's definitely when I realized, like, man, I'm a running back, and that's what I want to do.
Hey, obviously you had great numbers your freshman year and your sophomore year, and just explosion your junior year. What do you think happened between, in that off season between your sophomore and your junior year? Anything,
Yeah,
anything you?
you can definitely attribute it to just physically maturing and growing up and
Yeah,
lifting weights. That was also the year that I stopped wrestling that off season, so I spent a
Yeah.
lot of time lifting weights. I gained about 20 pounds, but
Wow.
also a major part of my development there was started speed training at +2 University in New Philadelphia. They opened up a new branch of that off season, so it was like perfect timing for me.
Mm.
And I don't know if you know Eric Lichter in Columbus. That was like the original +2, and I was
Okay.
thinking about going all the way to Columbus and training there sometimes. But then they posted their expansion map, and I remember zooming in and be like, "Man, that looks close to me." Going, it's New Philadelphia, which is about ten minutes from me. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got this great training facility with these great coaches just in my backyard, essentially. So we were really blessed to see that. And I think, like you said, that really helped me, go from being like a good player my sophomore year to being a really good player my junior year.
Well, we're actually like more on that because I actually on my show a contributor on this channel is a guy named Coach Johnny LeGrary. He's a legendary track coach. He trained Butch Reynolds, a lot of guys currently now in football in the NFL, and he's broken down a lot on the show, a lot about the speed training as well. What were like some key things maybe in that training that you still used like, that really helped you in your development? Maybe was it more mechanically or with your running
Yeah,
form? Was it flexibility? Like what was it?
yeah, it was a lot of mobility, and also it's just uh I mean, they say speed is the tide that, pushes all boats. Like, it's
Yeah.
once you get faster, once your nervous system is, heightened and you can do things faster, everything just becomes better. Like, you get a guy that's a baseball player and you throw him in speed training at +2 for, I don't know, 10 weeks or something. He's going
Mm-hmm.
to come out and he's going to throw harder, hit the ball farther, obviously run faster. Like, it's just something that I feel like is kind of underlooked in the
Yeah.
whole realm of like sports performance. And it is kind of weird because whenever I first started working out there, I was like, these workouts are, I mean, like, they're kind of easy. Like,
Yeah.
they aren't the type to, you know, really, like, you're exerting yourself in short intervals and
Yeah.
it's very
You're not like
intentional short
exhausted.
intervals,
Yeah.
but you're not like grinding your way through a
Yeah.
workout. And so it really felt like kind of weird at first, but ends up the results are very good.
Yeah, I love you brought that point up too. How it's kind of overlooked. That's why I asked you because like I said, I worked with Coach Sheduer as well. I did that kind of similar training growing up that you did, and you're right. It's something that's completely overlooked that I think a lot of athletes don't take a whole time to invest in. I wish a lot more would, especially just for overall just protecting your health too. With longevity and stuff too. That's good stuff. Go ahead, Jersey.
Mm.
well, yeah, you can. I don't know if you follow two things. I was going to ask you, like, who is there some guys you follow, some dudes you follow in the area, play high school football, and just to piggyback on what the strength training is. We just a couple guys. I don't know if you saw the season that Wadsworth had. Yeah, they had a couple thousand-yard backs. They got a receiver. These guys all they go to our and the QB goes to our Coach LeBrere, who comes on our show and he's a family friend, and uh, you can just see it. It's funny, just what Joseph said. You talk about that because I wish more guys would focus more on speed training versus lifting. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Obviously, you got to do both, but it's just like you said. It's just completely forgotten. I'll give you a prime example. A guy that we used to follow plays the NFL, Paris Campbell.
Oh yeah,
Played
yeah.
Ohio State. Yeah, yeah. Paris went to St. V. We used to go watch Paris play, and Paris used to train with Coach LeGrand when Joseph would be there. And And when I remember watching Paris in the States when they played Bellevue, and you could just see in his strides. You know what I mean? And he was a gosh, I think Paris was a close to 10-second runner in 100.
Mhm.
I mean, he was lightning fast. So, but you could see in his strides, you could see the training when he ran. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
just really wish, and you could tell watching you too on tape. So, I really wish guys would do more of that. So, but going back to that, who's is there some dudes that you've been following throughout the year that kind of impress you or
Yeah, you were talking about those Wadsworth guys. Those Wadsworth guys have impressed me this year. Like,
yeah
there's a wide receiver, Calix Lemp,
Yeah,
from
yeah
Caleb
Wadsworth.
going to
Real
Air
good
Force
player.
with you.
He's
Yeah,
going to Air Force with
oh
me, and
is he going to
yeah,
Air Force with you? Wow,
yeah,
oh
yeah.
yeah,
They
I
call
see
it
some of his
Cheetah.
clips, and like I mean,
He's a cheetah.
he's a runner too. I mean, like you
Yeah,
said, he's
yeah
like a 10-6 guy in the 100. Like he can
yeah.
run, and also that quarterback too. I ran into that quarterback at Ohio State camp this summer, and
yeah. Bryson, shout to Bryson.
talked to
Good
him a
kid.
little bit. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's he's been picking up some offers too, right? He's
yeah.
only a sophomore.
He's
He
only
should be.
sophomore. Yeah, he's getting
Mhm.
more and more off, more recognition. So
Yeah,
Yeah, and they got that running back going to Army. He's a Gavin Magdigan or something.
yeah, I know you're talking Magdigan, I
He's a
believe
very
it
good
is.
player too.
Yeah,
We watched them against. I think we
Madigan. Yeah.
I think we had film of them against Green maybe in a scrimmage. We had some scrimmage film of them, and they were good players. But like I said, I just been watching mostly the guys that are coming to Air Force with me. I've been
yeah,
watching DeVito, uh, my buddy Aiden up there at Avon Lake,
yeah.
uh, my buddy Jake at Bishop Hartley. So I've been mainly just watching the guys that I'm going to be playing with at the next level.
Well, with you and Calix out there, this could be a pretty fast team already,
Yeah.
for sure. But yeah, actually, I would follow up on that. Talk me through that process. I know you had offers from a lot of schools. Why Air Force for you?
Yeah, so my first offers were schools from like the MAC,
Mhm.
and also after that, I started getting some Ivy Leagues and some other FCS schools. And as I visited those, I liked every visit that I went on because
Mhm.
I think just to be a part of a college football program would be like a great thing. I mean, like it's every program you go to, it's impressive and it's something that's like you'd be blessed to be a part of. But as I took visits to Ivy League schools, I started to see that there was so much opportunity there with what you can do after you graduate college and after football. So I kind of thought about the MAC schools and I was like, man, I feel like I might be selling myself short academically if I go to a MAC school. But also, as I went to Ivy League schools, I felt as if the football wasn't the highest level compared to my other offers. So then once I started being offered by the service academies, seemed like a best of both worlds situation where I could, be a part of good academics, a great football team, and also have the opportunity to serve my country. So it really came down to Army and Air Force for me. And I ended up going with Air Force because of I mean, those coaches are
White.
just some of the
That's the
best
white.
guys you ever meet. I mean, Air Force
That's
is like those
that's the
coaches
white
are good
collar.
guys. Yeah,
You
yeah,
you end up being an officer in the Air Force. That's a great gig.
yeah. They say it's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Wow, man, that's what's.
Uh,
And what's your you had, and I read you had was it a 4.25 GPA if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, I think it bumped up a little bit.
Oh, excuse me.
I think it's like 4.3 or something. Yeah.
Wow. Man, how
wow.
do you what's been the balance for you to, and obviously you put a lot of work and obviously be as great as you are. What's been the balance for you to have, it takes a lot of time off, outside the classroom, off the field to put in that extra work and then also do your schoolwork. How have you found that balance?
Yeah, so last year I felt like I was really hitting it hard and hitting the books hard, studying hard. But this year it's kind of I mean I kind of got that senior slump going, kind of ran out of hard classes at the high school, so I'm taking like local history and sitting in study hall and
Yeah.
watching YouTube videos on my computer. But I definitely do try to do my best in school. It's something that like when I was young kind of comes easily.
Mhm.
I enjoy a lot of schoolwork, but also, some of it I don't enjoy. But I'm definitely pushed by my family. Like my mother, she's big on if you're capable, you're going to get all A's. And so far, that's what I've been capable of doing.
What's your favorite subject?
Oh, I'm a history guy.
History
That's what
guy.
I
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
There
history.
you go.
American history, right?
Oh yeah, American history. I took that college American history last year, and it was a really good class.
Man, that's
Who's
what's up.
Grady? Who's your favorite all time player? And I always the couple of guys have been on. I asked that. Who's your favorite all time player and why?
I really like Johnny Manziel, even though he didn't play my position. But I
Yeah,
just love the attitude that he played with, like the swag he played with, the way he
yeah.
could really like cut free. And I think a big part of why he's my favorite is he has that documentary on
Hmm.
Netflix, and
Yeah.
that's something I watch. I really watch that like every Thursday, like before the game on Friday, just because I think naturally I'm really like a type A guy. Like I try to follow rules and just have a list and get it done. And I feel like sometimes whenever I was younger, I'd be competing and I'd just be so tight and just want to win and so competitive that that element of like cutting loose from
Hmm.
just watching the way he handled himself really helped me in being the best competitor I could be.
Wow.
It's great. It's a great story too. You know what I mean? A lot of people like to take shots at him, but you know, it sounds like you're like us. We're never rooting against somebody. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
maybe football just wasn't what was planned for him, but I like what he's doing now. Same thing with like Maurice Claret. You know,
Mhm.
Hmm.
it's a great story. So um, obviously the two positions you play, if you couldn't play, what's another position you would have liked to have played? Obviously you're on you play guard, tailback, linebacker. Is there anything else you would have like thought would have been cool to play for 4 years?
I think this is kind of a answer that I think a lot of people would say, but I mean, being a quarterback just looks fun. I mean, I get direct snaps a lot, and I really just like the feeling of it. Like it's a nice feeling just to be able to go back there and right there,
Yeah.
take the ball and do what you want with it. So I'd have to go with quarterback.
Nice. You want to shout out your old lineman on the show real quick too? Obviously, give them
Oh
some
yeah,
love.
I'll shout them out from
Shout
left
them
to
all
right
out,
here.
brother. Go ahead.
We got Brogan O'Connor, Coy Haney, Carter Neff, Titan Peterman, and Brogan Wilson. Is definitely a good crew. They're a little bit undersized, some of them, but they're about as physical as they get, about as tough as they get, and they're all. I mean, those are all my best friends. So
Yeah.
it's really just a good time running behind those guys.
Well, you guys, we got to wrap up here. I'm just gonna let you get out of here, but I know you guys obviously defending state champs.
Mm.
Kind of what's been your mindset as the leader of the team this playoff run? And obviously, it's hard to win one, but it's hard to win twice as well. And I
Hmm.
know you guys are going through that right now. Kind of what's been your message and your mindset throughout this whole playoff run right now?
I think it's definitely just keep it loose, not worry about expectations because I mean it's really just a whole bunch of wind. Not to be scared of any team, not to be intimidated by anybody, but to just go out there and compete like the Braves that we are. The team that we know we can be, and if we go out there and fight, I mean it's gonna be a problem for whoever plays us, and it's gonna be a good game.
Well,
Great.
obviously, you guys got a big game this Friday against Glenville. Kind of what's your mindset as a team going into that game? Obviously, against a powerhouse like Glenville.
I mean, we watch them on film, and they're a very, very, very good team. They have a whole bunch of skill guys. They have a whole bunch of D linemen, O linemen. They got linebackers. They got DNs. I mean, you name it, they got it. They got good coaching. They got a history of winning. Like they're really a very good program, and we're excited to play them. It's one of those things where it's like our team's really special the way that they see something instead of seeing it as an adversity, playing a very good team, we see it as a challenge that's going to be fun. Like there's no, I mean, I have not heard anybody say anything as far as like, oh no, we have a tough game. It's, oh yes, we have a tough game. So we're all ready for it. We're gonna go out there and give it our all this whole week at practice, and then also on Friday night.
Great. And, in closing, I'm sure we'll wrap it up. Here, if you guys, if you make it to Fawcett, I'm going to be there for that game, dude. I'm coming down to watch, and I'd like to meet you in person. We get down on the field, but obviously got to win 2 more games, go 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
You've had a lot of success, state champion, trying to go back to back, breaking records. Besides all that, what did you love most about high school football?
Oh, the best is just being with the guys. I mean, that's the best. It's the relationships that you build. Like, it's one of those things where, like, over the weekend, I mean, I guess I even like Friday night, you're with all the guys, and then Saturday
Yeah.
morning we got the film. By the time it's Sunday evening, right now, it's like, man, I kind of miss my friends. Like, I want to go to practice or something, go to school. So it's definitely a good time, and that's definitely the thing that I'll miss the most. But
Yeah.
I'm just glad, and I'm blessed that my next step, I'll have a family, a football family as well. So I'm excited for that, and I'm excited to keep on, living day by day with my guys right now.
Absolutely,
Absolutely.
dude. It never goes away. I'm 48, and I coach youth when Joseph played, and obviously I just love the game. I just love football. Like I won't do fantasy or anything like that. I just feel like it's like my own personal belief is I think it's disrespectful to the game. You know what I mean? I just love football, especially
That's
high
why
school
I quit
football.
fantasy about 2 years ago. I am
Yeah,
all fantasy football. I do not like
I,
it.
I can't do that. I just love the game too much, and I can watch a game anywhere. I mean, if I'm going down the road and I just see a football game playing, I can literally just pull over and watch this game. So, but high school is what I love the most, and we won't be able to make it to Minerva. Gosh, I wish that game was closer to us, but Minerva's gonna be a little too far with my work schedule. But we're going to the Avon Walsh game, and I just can't get enough of it. We're always going to games on Friday nights, high school. So just keep that in mind, dude. It never goes away. It's the greatest football there is,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you, here we're wrapping up, but it's been a pleasure, dude. It's been a pleasure
Mhm.
to meet you on here and rooting for you. And like I said, hopefully you guys make it through and get the faucet because I'm gonna come down to that game. I'm gonna call off work and I'm gonna come to that game. So,
Good deal.
all right,
Yeah.
all right.
Grady, I appreciate you, brother, and good luck to you and your team this Friday. And we'll be watching. I'll be watching you the rest of your career forever. As long as you play
Yeah,
and rooting for you. So
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
love to have you
Thank
back
you.
on, dude. Have you back
yeah,
on, okay?
you come back on,
Yes,
whatever.
sir. Thank you for
Yeah,
having me.
absolutely.
Sir,
I'll see
man.
you, brother.
Hmm.
Shout out to Grady.
Yep. All right, man, what a great kid.
Great kid. But yeah, so we're gonna take a quick commercial break. And when I come back, when we come back, Mike's gonna actually take over and host for about 10 minutes, so I can go kind of regather my notes and get a little dinner in me real quick. So, yeah. Shout out to Josh. Roscoe's nice, a great, good kid. Yeah, absolutely, great kid.
Absolutely.
Definitely a kid you want to root for, and you can see why he's been as great as he's been, has been in this. My gosh, just reading those stats and stuff, looking at it again on my sheet, it's like it's a crazy. I mean, that takes a lot of time, hard work, and dedication to become that great. So shout out
Speed
to
trading.
shout out to his family as well and his parents.
Yep.
Raised a great kid. So, but yeah, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, Mike's gonna take over and we'll recap obviously the Shedeur game today, and that'll be a lot of fun. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back shortly.
It's interesting to me. God really did have that plan for me throughout this entire time.
Hmm.
It was simply just up to me when I was able to stop playing God. I thought I was the one making things happen. No, God is in control. A saying my dad used to always say was, man plans while God laughs.
Mm.
I had a plan for my life. Like, oh, I was gonna
Hmm.
be. I'm talking about from as soon as I
Yeah.
can remember my first thought. I'm gonna be in the NFL. I'm gonna be, a quarterback.
Right.
I'm gonna, my life was made.
I'm gonna have
back
all this
then.
money. I'm gonna get any girl I
all this
want. I'm gonna have all these
money.
cars. Hey,
Yeah,
that's gonna be good.
I'm talking Beyonce is gonna be like, hey, what are you doing
What's
today?
up?
Then Rihanna tomorrow. Like it was this plan I had for my life. And as I got older, obviously the plans got smaller, but I still continue to plan. Something that I do now, and I would recommend everybody doing every single night when I pray. What I used to do was say, God, allow me to pass this test. God, allow me to, meet this girl. God, allow, this date to go well, this day to go well. When I go to sleep every single night, what I pray for is for God's will to be done. Because He obviously knows what He's doing. I don't.
Right.
Because if I knew what I was doing, I would be, I wouldn't be talking about Baker on the Browns. I'd be on the Browns right now. If I knew if I followed my plan, Beyonce would be hitting me up. She hasn't hit me up. I must have missed that call or something.
Right. She don't want some of bake.
Right. She doesn't want the AMP producer. She has a billionaire husband or something.
Right.
It's interesting to me. God really did have that plan for me throughout this entire time. It was simply just up to me when I was able to stop playing God. I thought I was the one making things happen. No, God is in control. From the moment I wake up, God is in control. So
hello and welcome back. Welcome. And now we're going on to the second part of the show where we are going to recap what everybody's been waiting to talk about. The Cleveland Browns win over the Las Vegas Raiders. Almost said Oakland. Everybody almost does. And Shedeur Sanders' first start. So I am going to add Monsieur Chris Gerganis. We'll see if he is. Chris, you there?
Hello.
Beautiful. So gonna recap it right quick. Then me and Chris are gonna kind of break it down a little bit. Speaking of good kids, Mr. Morosco says, love it. Paramjot, welcome in, brother. It is time. So recap, Browns win 24-10 over the Las Vegas Raiders at Las Vegas. Shedeur Sanders finishes 11 of 20, 209 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. The high man on the day technically was Dylan Sampson, 66-yard touchdown. They sacked Geno Smith 10 times. Myles Garrett, 3 sacks, career high. Looks like he might be chasing the sack record. It looks very possible. Very sad that we're having the season we're having, considering Myles Garrett could very well have MVP votes if we had a better record. But we're not here to talk. Well, we're here to talk about that. But mostly what you guys want to talk about, Shedeur Sanders. My take on this, Chris, is honestly, it is better than I expected. It is overall better than I expected. I expected him to take far more sacks. I expected some sort of interception, as even though it was a bad pick, it wasn't the worst pick. Normal rookie mistake. DN drops into coverage, makes a quick decision, too quick, didn't look, throws an interception. Not the most egregious rookie interception I've ever seen in my entire life. But pushed the ball down the field, extended plays a couple times. That Judy throw probably should have been longer and or even a touchdown, but I don't know what the hell Jerry Jeudy was doing on that play. I've rewatched it like 3 times. I still don't know what he was doing. I don't know if Cash Patel is going to be knocking on his door or not here in a day or two, but that was weird as hell. Overall, Paramjot kind of took the words out of my mouth. I think a B to a B plus is a very good grade for him. I think as compared to both rookies that you have, I think even though Shedeur Sanders' stat line doesn't say it, I think his willingness to push it down the field to take the risk of throwing the deep ball does make the Browns offense a little bit more dynamic as it can be, because, our receivers are still horrible. Harold Fannin Jr. is insane, though. That kid's going to be a superstar. But yeah, overall B+ performance. I was really happy to see him. He seemed poised and confident. And, maybe you'll have a take on this, Chris, but from my point of view, I thought from his taking over at the half of the Ravens game, I thought he kind of course corrected a little bit. Other than that coverage sack he had, he really wasn't chaotically spinning out of the pocket. He extended a couple of plays, but when he had to, he was getting rid of it and throwing it out of bounds. I thought he learned pretty well from his first start, honestly. That showed some progress in my book. I thought he did a good job about that. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I think today he looked way more comfortable. That's for sure. As far as his overall performance, I would say C. Didn't outside the Jerry Jeudy throw was a great throw. I mean, extended it, set his feet when he rolled out, set his feet, put it on the money. I mean, that was a beautiful throw. Obviously, his best throw of the day was the Isaiah Bond throw.
That was awesome.
I mean, that was just beautiful. Outside of that, I mean, 8 of his 11 completions were within 5 yards, and again, I'm not saying it's his fault. I wish
they didn't ask him to do a whole lot.
I wish that they would open it up more. Period. But I just don't understand why we're not opening. We're not throwing the ball downfield more. I mean, that throw was beautiful.
Yeah, both of them were. Both of them were on the money. And one thing that I thought was funny is one of the things they didn't talk about in his draft process was, they said he had an average arm. Well, after watching here, and I'm not like a Dylan Gabriel hater by any means, but Dylan Gabriel doesn't push it down the field. And that was even something that people said about Gabriel when he was in the offseason in the draft process, and they said that Sheduer has an average arm, but the fact that there was a quarterback out there who was willing to throw the deep ball, try and get some yards that way was just refreshing after watching, just strictly dink and dunk. It looked different. And I think that's what made me feel good. Like, does beating the Raiders make me feel good? Not really. It's the Raiders. I think there are probably 2 to 3 teams worse than the Cleveland Browns in the NFL right now. The Raiders are one of them.
Oh, yeah.
So, the Browns at least have bright spots. They got some bright spots. And it looks like Shedeur Sanders could be one of the bright spots. We have building blocks. Our defense is great. The offense has some really good rookies. And if the quarterback happens to be one of those rookies, I will feel much better about the draft to come April. But it was exciting to see him out there. I like the confidence too. I know Joe and Joseph are really into the intangibles part. I think it pays to have a kid out there like that, though, who's confident and who you can tell is on the sidelines, hyping up the team. I don't know if I saw that with Gabriel. Hell, Chris, maybe you noticed this. I didn't. It was Dylan Gabriel even on the sideline. I didn't even see him.
I didn't notice him either. They were showing a lot of Deshaun Watson,
which was weird.
Yeah, he was talking to Shedeur.
Looked like a coach out there, dude.
Yeah, he was in his ear a lot. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they did show him or not. I mean, I think Dylan. I think Shedeur did enough to be the starter next week against San Francisco.
I completely agree.
I mean, I don't. Again, I don't. Did he wow me? No, but did they even really give him a chance to wow you? No, not really. So I guess outside of those 2 throws in the first half, I feel like they didn't even let him throw the ball downfield in the second half, and I don't know why. But here that 66-yard Dylan Sampson, whatever, that was great blocking, whatever. But
Gabriel had
like
that same play drawn up with Malachi Corley, and he overthrew him.
Yeah, I mean, how bad are the Vegas Raiders, though? My
they
God.
are horrible. They are horrible. I don't know. Here, and Joe and I were joking. We were at a local townie bar watching the game with a bunch of Browns fans. And here, the Browns are bad. We all know this. But the Browns have bright spots. Here's Jersey right now. He can tell you. With the Las Vegas Raiders, can Pete Carroll live long enough to fix what they have to fix on the Las Vegas Raiders? That is my question. I don't know if they can. I mean, the Las Vegas Raiders have no quarterback, no real O-line. Ashton Genty's very talented, but they can't open a hole for him to save their life. Trey Tucker is a nice player. Brock Bowers is their best offensive weapon. Defensively, they are fucking awful outside of Max Crosby. It kind of reminds me of the Joe Woods, Myles Garrett teams from when Kevin first started, where you're trotting Olivier Vernon out there with him, and all these that cat from the Jets, whose name is going to escape me, but it kind of reminds me of those defenses. Just you have one dude who's just insane, and then just a bunch of guys. And here Raiders fans are right up there with Browns fans as far as loyalty goes. Now, obviously, the Raiders have had some better luck in the past 25 years than the Browns have had, but God, that team's awful. It's sad to watch when you got 30-some-odd-year-old Tyler Lockett as your best weapon.
What's a worse offense? Their offense currently, or the Browns' offense, the first most of the season before today?
I think statistically, it's the Raiders. I think the Raiders have more turnover. I think the Raiders have more turnovers. And also, I think we're 31. We're bad, but we're not that. We're not horrendously bad. I think the Dolphins are still worse. I think the Raiders are worse. The Saints, I think, are still statistically worse. And then there's one other team. Is it Tennessee? Tennessee.
31 is horrendously bad.
Yeah.
But
the offense still didn't really look great today. I mean, they had the kick return, that set them up. Wildcat Junkins is a beast. My goodness. Oh my gosh, that kid's gonna be.
I like that goal line package too with him. It's automatic every time.
Yeah, Fannin. I mean, you gotta love that kid's grit, his heart. I mean, that kid's gonna be special. They don't use Njoku at all anymore.
I don't think he had a single target today.
There was one drive for the Vegas Raiders that Trey Tucker could have had 3 touchdowns on the same drive, and Geno missed them all 3 times.
I mean, there was pressure in Geno's face almost every play. So, I almost don't want to put that all on Geno because,
then the one Trey got open on the out and he dropped it.
Yeah, and then he dropped it. Yeah,
and then the next play they hit that one in the back, and I saw Trey. I shout to Trey, my former teammate in high school. I love the kid. He was a great dude. But I saw when they came over to the sideline, he was sitting there he was leaning on the cooler. And he just had his head down. He was just taking a minute. I felt bad for him, but that was rough. And Mike, do you want to what was Pete Carroll's words, Mike, during one of their?
They showed Pete Carroll in like
We
one of the
Jersey, Mike
showed
and I
his
were all
face.
watching it together. So he's
Yeah,
Mike's-
and
go ahead.
you can see him mouth like you can lip read the coaches sometimes. He just said, "I'm tired of this bullshit." You can
That
just
was
see him.
such a dominance of a defensive. I mean, that defensive line for the Cleveland Browns, it might be better than the Philadelphia Eagles defensive line. I mean, it is so good. And here I don't know. I know I picked the Cleveland Browns to win, and it's just the Raiders line is awful. I thought Russ Tucker said it kind of the best when he said, "Yeah, the Cleveland Browns offensive line is terrible, but I don't think there's one Raider that would even start on that line." And when you have Myles Garrett, you have it's not just Myles Garrett on this defensive line. Mason Graham
Getting that 3-tech changed everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mason Graham's a beast.
Which is what I said, because you look at all the Super Bowl winners, going back to the Rams, the Chiefs, the Eagles. What do they all have in common? It's phenomenal 3-tech play.
Mm-hmm. And it just I like Dan texted in the group about the secondary. It's like there were probably multiple times where they could have hit pass. Geno could have hit passes. Wide open Trey Tuckers multiple times, but he just, they were in his face all day. He was rushed. He was hurried. I mean, it was one of the most dominant performances by defensive line all year.
Myles Garrett is going to buy Mason Graham a very nice car in the offseason.
Yeah.
Hey,
I don't know how many sacks he has off of Mason Graham just flushing out the quarterback, but that dude owes him a Porsche.
Malik Collins was a steal of a trade.
He was a free agency pickup.
Was he free? I thought we traded for whatever he
was.
No,
we didn't trade him for it. He was just out there.
He was a steal. Malik Collins is a beast.
And that one where Genty got hurt, that Mason Graham when he just
my God,
he just took the words right out of my mouth.
What a play.
That was a hit. And he was smiling like he just was
That's that Michigan boy.
That Michigan boy.
That's that Michigan boy.
The fact that Mason Graham will drop that after a running back hits a hole, that he has the pursuit speed to actually hit a running back is insane from his position.
His ball pursuit is phenomenal. I mean, you could tell, but Gerg said, he's playing at Michigan under Harbaugh in that system. You're required to play a certain way. You ain't going to see the field. So that's why they were as dominant as they were when he was there. And he brought those habits here. That's what we need. And he's been the X factor in some games and helped generate some of those sacks for Myles. Myles is obviously one-on-one. That one play he had today where he almost got to Geno Smith many times, but his get off the ball where you could see it clear as day. His get off is ridiculous. But then when you have those two guys in the middle with Mason and Malik, to me that's been what's leveled up that defense this year. Like Gerg's saying, to just having that interior like that and it covers up deficiencies, the back end, because there are some miscommunications you could tell at times that they still need to iron out and work on. But and probably that's, if you're going to spend some later round picks maybe, or maybe one free agency signing in the offseason, probably some secondary help, like a free safety, maybe another corner. But that's obviously not the main priority you need. But yeah, I appreciate Mike for holding it down until I got back up here.
But of course.
But yeah, so we'll get to it fully now from Jersey and I's perspective too about Shedeur's performance. So Mike, what did you guys, real quick, what did you grade him?
I said a B to a B plus. I'm in between both of those. Just the fact that he seemed poised, and just the fact of I saw progression from when he started that second half in Baltimore to now. He didn't take needless sacks. He had that one coverage sack he took, but otherwise he was stepping up. And when he extended it, there were a couple times he extended it and knew that he was going to get hit, and instead of taking the sack, he got rid of it. And he threw some great deep balls. I'll give him a B and a B plus for the progression and just the fact that he's willing to push the ball down the field.
Yeah. Would you have Gerg C?
I said C. I mean, as I explained, I mean, 5 of his 11 completions were behind the line of scrimmage. 8 of them were 5 within the line of scrimmage. You know, the Jerry Jeudy throw, obviously an excellent throw. He rolled out, he set his feet perfect. I mean, it was a great throw. Obviously his throw to Isaiah Bond was really an excellent play
rolling out
altogether.
right, guy in his face, off his back
but
foot.
He looked comfortable, looked a lot more comfortable today, at least. But he still, I mean, there was quite a few that he missed, overthrew. The first throw to Dylan Sampson, I didn't like him throwing that one. The defender was right there. I think, you know, a more complete team, a better team probably picks that off for 6. But it ended up being like a 7-yard loss or something like that. At that point, you just throw it into the dirt. But again, you know, his interception, yada yada yada. The list goes on. But I also think it's just more like, you know, after the first half, they come out in the second half and he doesn't even throw the ball down. He doesn't complete a pass.
Now he had 23 yards going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, why? They're not opening up, and it just drives me crazy. I'm not saying it's his fault, like I've said with the Dylan Gabriel thing. It's just, I don't know why they're not opening up the offense. I don't know what they're doing. I loved the fact that he threw the ball downfield. I loved that. I don't even know if it was even supposed to be that. I think it might have just been like, hey, just go. I'll throw it to you. But
he does excel. He's always excelled on plays that have broken down. He's always been great at that.
Yes. But here, the defense won the game today. There's no doubt about it. 10 sacks. I mean, it was the Browns defense today would have been hard to beat by anybody, much less the Las Vegas Raiders. There was no way they were winning that game. But you know, San Francisco, I think Shedeur earned the right to, you know, play next week against San Francisco. Obviously, that's going to be a little bit better or more competition and a better feel for what it is. But I think that he should be starting at home next week versus San Francisco.
Yeah, I thought I would grade him a B-, just because it was his first start, and I thought he made the big plays when he needed to, and so I was the one to Bond. He made the play to Jeudy when Jeudy screwed it up, but I was impressed with him in terms of just stepping up in the pocket. I know Ross Tucker called the game, pointed that out. Just his ability to constantly step up in the pocket, I thought was impressive. I thought there were still some things obviously to work on. It's his first start, but I thought that was really impressive to me. I thought only getting sacked one time, I believe, was really impressive to me. And he didn't hurt him in any way. I mean, he had the one interception, obviously, but you know they threw a disguise at him. It looked like, and he kind of threw him off a little bit as a rookie. But I think it's going to happen. So I thought overall they did a good enough job. But the biggest thing I saw with him was when he hit that bomb to Isaiah Bond. Myles Garrett obviously turned into this face right here, and that right there to me says it all, which is what I thought all along. You put that kid out there, there's a different belief around that team. I just saw a different energy today with that team. Not that they weren't playing hard or anything with Dylan in there. I mean, obviously at the game versus the Jets where they played great, but I just, that to me said a lot, and just I think just the overall belief in the team. You know, you see him over there talking to Jerry Jeudy a lot. Like they have a really good relationship. You saw Haslam, JW, and Andrew Berryson up there today as well in the box. I mean, there was just a different vibe with him out there. You felt that too when he played in that game against the Panthers in the preseason. There was just a different vibe. You remember Miles was mic'd up, you heard him on the mic'd up in that game where he told Sheduer, we're going to need you this year. So, when the best player in the team, arguably the best player in the league, is saying that's who he wants and that's what he believes in, it seems clear to me. And he mentioned on another podcast during the season that the kid's he's working his tail off, and he's working a lot of hours in the building. He sees that, a guy like him, and so I think, to me, you have to keep rolling with him because there's just a different belief in that team right now. And who knows, maybe they'll catch a little fire. They got, they've been on the road a lot so far this season. But I know a lot of their games coming up down the stretch. Mike, I know a lot of them are home.
Yep.
I think he still got like 5 out of the last X amount of games left, I believe. That could be our home games. So, or maybe 4 or 5. Still a good amount for what they have left. So they can get hot at home. And reminds me of 2018 when Baker, really got rolling at the end of that year. When Greg Williams took over as the interim head coach, and they had a lot of those games at home against the Falcons and the Panthers, and they kind of went on that little run, and they just had like a confidence. It was an abysmal franchise coming out of 1-31 for 2 straight years, and he came in and kind of injected some life. It wasn't perfect at times, but it was just his swagger, his moxie, and his just the persona he brings every day. And I think that's what Sheduer can bring, just a confidence, moxie, and a swagger. And there was definitely, I saw guys get up for him today. I mean, and I saw guys today too that I haven't really seen in weeks. I haven't seen Dylan Sampson since Joe Flacco had a great game week 1. He's been kind of irrelevant in the offense, and it didn't seem like a lot of it was his fault. He just bad quarterback play. You kind of had decent quarterback play today, and he was back involved again and broke out that great run at the end to seal the game, the great pass catch rather. I seen him a lot. I saw Harold Fannin have a great game today. I mean, he's been great all year, but he just looked like he was doing stuff a little more. I mean, he's hard to bring down. I saw Isaiah Bond's name finally called today. I thought that was great. So I think with Shedeur, his upside, obviously, like I've said, is higher than Dylan Gabriel's in the NFL because he's able to just do a little bit more that you need at that level. And he's just bigger, and he's from side taller, obviously. So I think. To me, that's what stood out to me the most, just the overall team, just the belief. And that defense played like it, too. That defense played like they believed that they could win the game finally. They weren't feeling like they were out there wasting energy like they have been all year. And, the offense is going to let them down. Because the offense was able to actually sustain some drives, and they were able to score and capitalize on points. And I love the Judkins Wildcat. I think that I will keep doing that. That's going to be hard to guard. And I think another guy, I think 2 receivers that probably should get a little more shine, honestly, that are doing a lot of dirty work. And just, to me, Gage LeVard, and obviously Shedeur's a guy in the preseason. I think he should play a little more. And I think I like Malachi Corey a lot. He's not maybe not for catching the ball out, but he blocks really well. He plays really hard. I think we just need guys just to do their job, honestly. So I would play more guys that just want to do it the right way, want to play hard every week, and it means something to them. Not guys that maybe are checked out of the season or are too inconsistent. I want to get guys out there that we can roll with moving forward after the season. So that's my thoughts.
Cedric Tillman give up on another route, I'm gonna crash out, dude.
Yeah, I was not Tillman and Judy. To me, let the team down today. I expect more out of those guys. You're supposed to be the starting receivers of the team. Yeah, that play, Tillman stopping on the route. I don't know why you're doing that. He did
that twice today.
You should still run. You might get a PI on that. He threw a catchable. He threw the ball where it's catchable, so you might have got a PI on it. And then Jerry Judy doing the little skit to my Lou after he caught the ball. I don't know what he was thinking. Still
don't know what the hell that was.
He was getting ready to let out his signature move.
Yeah, he
was dialing up.
Yeah,
dude, I'm sending an anonymous email to Cash Patel right now as we speak, just to see what's up with that, because that looked like some Vegas needs this kind of shit. I'm not even lying. That was stupid.
Now that's my thoughts with Shedeur. Well, with Kevin Stefanski and the coaching and the offensive staff today, I was not impressed, honestly. Some of the play calling I just don't know. I don't like still calling swing passes on second down when you got stuffed on first down, just doing basic zone running. I feel like there were still times where they kind of put him in a spot where it's like, I don't know if I want my rookie quarterback making that throw to across the field to the sideline and stuff. So, and not opening up the playbook like you mentioned, Gergs, not taking more shots downfield. David Njoku having 0 targets, that to me that is unacceptable. I don't care. I get Carol. Use them both. One more 12 personnel. Have you use different route concepts. It'll help out Shedeur even more. But not impressed with the coach. And I did not understand why at the end of the game you
Oh,
decided to
here
go
we
with
go.
a 29-yard punt.
Freaking believable.
You should try to score as many points as you possibly can. Your team earned that to get down there. You should reward them with 3 points. All you're gonna do is kick the ball off, probably, and they probably just took a knee at that point of the game.
Or go for it. It's 4th and freaking 2.
Yeah,
It's
or go
4th and
for it.
2,
I think the smart move would
kneeled-
have been, and out of
you
respect to
kneeled the
them, would
ball.
just been, do that, win the game, or just kick the field goal, get the points. I mean, your team earned it to get down there, so you should reward.
It's 20.
A 29-yard punt. That was everybody.
Oh my God!
When we were watching the game, everybody was just like, "What the hell are you doing?"
I was fuming.
Some of the in-game decision making still is just kind of weird. That one though, that really stood out to me. Weeby AK47 said that was not a football move from Judy. Yeah,
certainly was not a football play.
I don't know what that was. Shedeur 7 in a row. He would win the division, no debate. Okay, so they were
that's a hot take, big dog.
Hot take, Rodney.
That's a hot ass take,
Rodney. I appreciate
here. If we win, if big F, but if we happen to pull off 7 in a row,
that would be,
and we make a wild card spot. Not only will it already looks like I'm going to be getting a tattoo at some point this year, but if we win 7 straight, I will get a tattoo on my face afterwards. On my face.
Please win.
Dude, if we win 7 straight, I'll run naked through downtown Cleveland. In the cold.
Then we'll never see you again.
Emphasize this year for me, please. Say if we win 7 straight this year, not ever.
Josh said
this year, of course.
Thank you.
Roscoe said he clipped that just in case, Mike.
All right. It's one or the other. I'll probably take running naked through downtown. I'll spend a night in jail.
Jersey, you go ahead. What was your thoughts on today's game? What's your grade on Sheduer?
Almost probably similar to what you said. Probably a B minus. Probably would have been B plus. He didn't throw that pick. But I felt like you could see it before the game. He was really dialed in. You could see it in his face. You can tell he worked through the week to be. I think they did a good job getting him ready also. But I think he did a great job. And like I said, when we were at the bar, I said everybody played at an even higher level with him out there. So that's what I think he does. That's what he brings to the team. He just makes the guys around him play at a different level, similar to what, like when Baker came in against the Jets that when he first was drafted. So you can tell this is who the players have been wanting. And I think it did. Here, there was improvement from last week. Now, obviously, it's against the Raiders, but still, it's an NFL team, and I think they kept him. They kept him in some good positions. I like the thing I liked about bringing in Judkins for that Wildcat, and I was saying this to you guys, is it allowed them to get Sheduer over to the sideline. They can keep talking to him, keep coaching him. You know what I mean? Keep coaching him up. So it's more than just letting Judkins take the ball. He's over there. He's talking to Musgrave, and you can't get enough of that. So, but I'm with Gers. He's earned the right to play, and I just think everything that he's been through. As far as what the league's put him through so far, and to come out and do what he's done, and just in these, a little over a game, it goes. The dude's confident as hell. He's very confident, and I was excited. Everybody was here. You're walking around today. I haven't seen people wearing Browns apparel everywhere in a long time. Everywhere. I mean, the bar was more packed. It was, everybody's, most people are rooting for this kid. So I thought it was kind of interesting that Haslam and, that son-in-law of his and Andrew Barry, I'm going to be nice tonight, were all, made the trip. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So, but I liked it, and, just got to keep working with him. And here, like I said, I've said all for the last year and a half, he's got what he has is the confidence. You're not going to be able to break that kid's confidence. And that's usually what makes guys fail in this league, especially quarterbacks, is, they get on a bad team or it's some bad coaching around them, media, fans going in on them, and they just break down. It's just not going to happen with him. So, pretty good. I'm excited about it, man. I'm looking forward to next week.
Me too.
Rodney said, "Hey, Michael, which side of the face?"
Behind the ear. That's on the face, technically.
You're getting carried away now. Please don't.
The
Run
one
through downtown
thing,
naked? I don't want to make. You're right. I don't want to make a couple thousand people jealous or nothing.
I would like to see, going back and carrying on to that is, Stefanski just this playing not to lose bullshit instead of playing to win.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let him throw the damn ball. You know what I mean? My gosh, just that's what it was in the second half. Just, we got 14 points. We're going to try not to lose. If you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Come on. They probably could have put up more than 24. Just let him throw the ball. That's how the game should be played. I mean, you never know. I mean, I don't know if they're just trying to protect him, that want him to get another pick, but I think that's the kind of dude you gotta let him. You gotta let him run. You gotta let him just throw the fucking ball around and be himself.
And maybe they'll give him more responsibility next week. Maybe this was just hey, we're gonna keep it easy, keep it simple kind of thing. We won't ask you to do too much. It's your first start. This is your first full week of practice with the ones. Maybe it was kind of a little bit of that.
I do feel like if you watched how when they brought Gabriel in to play, when he first started playing versus Shedeur, it seems like they are handling Shedeur with like white gloves. Like they're being very careful with him. It's like there's like this fear of fucking it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's being treated differently, and
I agree with you. And
it just seemed like they just threw Gabriel out there and like, all right, there you go, asshole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Go get him.
But they're not doing that with him now. I don't know, is it Tommy Reed calling the plays, but it just seems like they are protective of Shedeur, and so keeping it kind of conservative.
Yeah. He said, "Thank you, Jersey has the scariest playbook in the NFL. Take the training wheels off."
The hater's been saying that for 10 weeks.
Yeah. He said, "Y'all goofy with that D-wall. All the Browns need is a good game manager with the running game and more make accurate throws who needed Super Bowl appearance at last." I appreciate it. We be AK-47. To me, I think I need to take the training wheels off a little bit. It reminds me, if one thing Kevin learned anything from Baker Mayfield was you can't. He's not a guy. Baker wasn't a guy either. You kind of just hold him in like a tight box. You got to let him be loose. You got to let him play his style. You got to let him. They're gonna make mistakes here and there. But you got to live with those mistakes. You got to let him do what he does. Colorado, he did a great job of extending plays and throwing the ball down the field. The kid love to throw deep passes down the field. Let him take shots. And why not? It helps out your running back. Stretch the field out vertically and open up the box more. Teams all year, they could just load the box on us, or just you can run just one high safety because we're not taking a shot down the field. So we can put more guys down in the box and do more different blitz packages and stuff too. So take pressure off the kid. Let him throw the ball down the field more, and utilize. I think you got to utilize Njoku more. Use that guy. He's a veteran. He's a guy. You got 2 tight ends. Rotate them both. Use them both. Utilize them. Let him get at the deep shots not there. He should have a check down right there to Njoku or a shorter route. Just to take the pressure off him. Those are guys. Him and Fannin guys can take get a lot of yards after the catch. So why not utilize it? So, to me, that's what I would do more of. I agree with you guys totally. And I can't wait to see how he does from week to week now. Mike, has there been anything after the game about I know there were some reports saying going into this game that no matter what, Dylan Gabriel is still going to start this week.
No,
which I think is insane, but
I don't think that's the case. Kevin was non-committal. He was going to be. That's not a shock. I wouldn't be shocked if he's going to remain non-committal, and then on Wednesday, Shedeur is named the starter. That's probably what's going to happen. We've all seen this song and dance from Mr. Stefanski before. It's just the way it's going to be. He's going to be very non-committal. The old, Shedeur did a great job. He did everything we asked him to. We're going to focus on, watching the tape from this game, and we're going to build on it and learn from our mistakes. There's still things we got to do better, and we'll focus on next week kind of thing.
Here.
I got the Kevin Stefanski, excuse me, word track memorized. That's the salesman in me. I got the word track.
You guys go ahead. I'm gonna see the clip of that. Go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna pull the marketing end out. Pull up tomorrow's ratings for that game, and that'll tell you who's going to start. That'll tell you who's going to start.
Absolute. Here, you have 2-2-8 teams, arguably 2 of the worst teams. Well, they are 2 of the worst teams in the NFL. And I bet it was one of the more watched games today.
Oh yeah,
there's no way it wasn't.
And if let's just say they somehow win this week, there's a chance they start getting flexed in on a primetime game. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't be shocked, man. I mean, there's a lot of teams out there that aren't as interesting.
I wonder who was saying that beginning of the year. That was me. I told you that was his back pocket. He had that in his back pocket all along. 2-8, good time to put him out there. Get some games flexed.
Yep. And here, if we do go on a little run and we end the season, I don't know, 7-10 or 6-11, that's. I mean, I don't want to call it a win, but we all thought the team was going to be bad. But if Sheduer ends up being hey, we're going to stick with this guy. It looks like he might be our franchise guy. Plus, you got a great draft. Then at that point, you find your franchise quarterback in the 5th round, and plus a bunch of other players, some of which already look like superstars. Now, I want to pose a devil's advocate question. If this draft, if they found their franchise quarterback in the 5th round, plus all the other guys that we already know are great, Quinshad Judkins, Harold Fannin, Carson Schwessinger, Mason Graham, Dylan Sampson looks like a good player. Is there any change in this regime at that point?
Stefanski should go.
Yeah, you get rid of Stefanski.
I kind of agree with that still. I think
because why aren't you naming your starting quarterback right now? Hey, we'll worry about next week. Well, guess what? It is next week. You just won a game. It's next week. You prepare right away. I don't understand why you didn't. We're gonna roll with Sheduer.
Yeah, and the fact that they didn't do this earlier,
it drives me freaking crazy.
Yeah, and the fact that they didn't do this earlier and also didn't prepare him as much in the offseason. And Joseph brought up a good point. I don't know if it was the last show that we did or the show before, but Joseph brought up a great point in one of our last shows in that Barry obviously wanted Sheduer to play. He traded Flacco without telling Kevin, it seems. That was very much a front office move. So there seems to be a disconnect there between Kevin and the front office. It looks like the front office wants Sheduer to play. And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they keep starting Sheduer and he ends up being the franchise quarterback. At that point, no matter what, Andrew Berry is safe. That's just the way it is. He had a phenomenal draft, and then he finds the franchise quarterback in the 5th round. You can't fire that GM, especially like if you're planning on firing the head coach. But maybe you move him to a different, like, quote unquote promotion kind of position, or you find like some different voices in the room. Like Joe and I have talked about, like finding like a president of football operations who's very more like kind of instinctively a football guy.
You don't fail as a coach and then be promoted as the fucking guy that runs the team.
I wasn't
Not a
talking about the coach.
promotion. Are you
I was
talking about
Andrew Berry.
Stefanski? Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. If Barry's good at what he does, leave him where he's at. You know, if he's good at
Yeah.
managing money and
Oh no,
leave
I was
him.
talking.
He's
I'm
not
sorry.
a president of football. He's not a president of football operations.
I was talking about hiring someone who's more instinctually a football guy as president of football operations to bounce off of ideas with Barry, like we were talking about before.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
But
Scar, I don't know how to say it. 40 said, I want to see the ratings for today's game and what? No fire Barry? Question mark.
I mean, if Shedeur's your franchise quarterback and you found him in the 5th round, plus this draft, yeah, you can't fire the GM. And he's already operating like he's not getting fired. I mean, he's extending players here and there. He made a trade here and there. Like, it's not – he's operating as someone who has been told behind closed doors he is very safe. Kevin, on the other hand, not so much.
I got Kevin's press conference today, a couple of clips when asked about Shedeur. So I'll play those clips. Here's Kevin Stefanski, so inspiring as always. Here he goes.
Great team win.
Outstanding. His run after catch showed up in this game. Yeah, I'm always going to take my time and do what's best for the football team.
All right, that's what he's going to do. He's going to do his best for the football team.
There it is.
And then one followed up on that. Here's what he had to say.
Kevin, he's the first Browns rookie quarterback to win his first start. So why couldn't you just say he's the starter going forward?
Yeah, because my focus is on today. It does give me the opportunity to talk about another quarterback, Bernie Kosar. I know Bernie was watching today. I was texting with him before the game. I got to see him this week. Just amazing to be with him, and I marvel at Bernie's grit. That's how he played the game. That's how he played that position. But I think Bernie was definitely watching his Brownies today.
This dude is not in the right profession. He really should be a fucking politician in DC. The way he just bypassed that and who's going to go away from Bernie? You know what I mean? Like he changed the whole narrative of the press conference by doing that. Like, because he don't want to answer tough questions. You know what I mean? I mean, that dude, get to DC. That's where his ass belongs. It was kind of shitty. I mean, that's real shitty now that I sit and think about it. Like, here, this kid just comes in, plays a game, you get a win. He's had all this fucking bullshit he's dealt with, all this pressure, all these naysayers. He gets in there and you start to get some tough questions. Maybe not even tough questions, but questions you don't like because apparently you don't even like the kid the way it seems. And this is what you bring up. You make it a fucking kumbaya moment about Bernie Kosar. Like, I love Bernie and I'm glad for Bernie, but the timing of that was absolute bullshit. If nobody's there wanting to talk about Bernie recovering from liver transplant. We want to talk about the game. You know what I mean? And for him to do that, here, fire that son of a bitch. You know what I mean? You got Deep Podesta gone. Get that bastard out of here. See, I was trying to be calm tonight and I'm not get irritated.
Well, hold on. Hold that thought. Here's when he was asked about Shedeur's performance at the end.
What in your mind are Shedeur's attributes? What do you think of him as doing well?
Well, I think you saw a lot of what Sheduer does well on the field today. I thought to make that play off schedule when we were outmanned in protection, get the ball down the field. So there's a lot that he's doing well, and there's a lot that he's working on, which is what I appreciate about young guys that want to get better.
So,
My gosh.
where is it? Oh, here it is.
Sometimes even if you don't think a pat on the back is warranted, you still give it because of the long term. You're looking at the long, you know what I mean? You're looking down the road. You're looking at the big picture. It is just like, and here, if he's not on board with, it seems like the front office. I mean, like I said, for them to be sitting up that loge watching that game,
Watching very intently.
yeah. And if Stefanski, it almost seems like this is the guy they want to work out, because here, if he works out and he is their quarterback going forward, and you start to bring in two things. The team becomes a hot destination for free agents. Guys want to come here, right? Then Brook Park becomes a hot ticket. They need a hot ticket for the prices they're trying to sell tickets for. So they desperately need this kid to work out, because he's already made them so much money, but how much more money could he make them? So Stefanski, he should just fall in line, or does he just really want to? Is he out of here at the end of the year? You know what I mean? But it's just apparent that he doesn't really like Shedeur Sanders, and he doesn't have to like Shedeur Sanders. But if you don't like Shedeur Sanders, and it starts to seem like this is going to be the QB of the future. I'm not saying he is at the moment, but let's just say he plays well. Then you got to leave, dude. You know what I mean?
Well, and maybe that's why. Remember this last week when I showed why is Dan Orlovsky the same agent as Kevin going on and lobbying his name for jobs when he's and campaigning for him when he's still under contract and employed by the Browns. I thought that was kind of odd, but
yeah.
I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. Dan said the supercomputer Dylan Gabriel returns next week to score 10 to 13 points against the Niners. Gotta love it.
Supercomputer.
Yeah. But Gergs, what's your thought on all this Stefanski stuff?
He's horrible. It's the same thing every week. I don't get it. I don't understand it. The fact that he punted 4th and 2 with about 55 seconds left or whatever on the Raiders 29-yard line. I just I'd have fired him right then. What are you doing?
You know what Stefanski reminds me of, Gergs? Stefanski reminds me of the no enthusiasm clerk that's always coming up asking what rate you're using.
Yeah.
That's what he reminds me of. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It just makes no sense. I don't know how a reporter didn't ask him that, because that would have been my first question. Kevin, tell me, what was your thought process punting on your opponent's 29-yard line?
Dan said if we discussed punting we are now. Go ahead, Gert.
It's just it is quite possibly one of the dumbest things I've ever heard.
Playing not to lose.
Yeah, but there's nothing good out of it that comes out of it. Like,
there's never anything. Yeah, you could be pedal to the metal.
Because you could say, oh, well, they could block a field goal attempt. Well, guess what? They could have blocked the punt. Right? Or if you go for it there at 4th and 2, then they'll have the ball on the 31-yard line. Who gives a crap? Or sorry, 29-yard line or whatever. It is the most idiotic thing I've ever seen in football was punting up 14. Just put the freaking team away. Go for it.
Right.
Show some confidence in your running back. Put it in the Wildcat, whatever. Show some freaking confidence in your team. Why in the world are you punting the ball? That's pathetic. It's not football. It made no sense. It fires me up more than anything out there that happened today. that fired me up the most. I was more mad about Kevin Stefanski punting on the 29-yard line than I was that my Detroit Lions went into overtime against the Giants today. I mean, and I was heated about that. But
What? Here, I got to touch on that though. Tell me this fucking league is not rigged, dude. Like, why? If you're the Giants, why did you not kick the field goal? You're like, what the fuck is like? What was that?
Here's what I see. I see you're whatever. What are they? 3-7 or whatever they are. 3-6, 2-2, I think they were 2-8 or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same record.
You're 2-8. You're trying to put them away. I mean, it is what it is. I think it was dumb too. I would have kicked the field goal too, but it's not as dumb as punting on your opponent's 29-yard line.
But I mean, it just makes you question some of these games. You know what I mean? Well, here, Stefanski likes to play small ball. He's one of those assholes that managing a baseball team. He would just bunt every bat would just be bunting.
Play
You know
for
what I
the
mean?
walk. Yeah.
It is.
Right. Yep.
It's the most. That was super frustrating. I couldn't believe it when they sent the punter out. I'm like, whoa. Does he not know where they're at in the football field? Like, is he?
It was the
like,
most awkward looking punt ever, too. I've never seen a 20-yard punt in the NFL besides today.
Yeah, they netted 18 yards.
18 yards.
Let me ask you this: what do you think the players are thinking?
This guy's an idiot.
Out of here.
Like, this motherfucker don't. This guy don't think we could get this first down. He's gonna punt from the 29-yard line. Like what? That's exactly what he just told his players. He should be. All of his shit should have been drug out of the facility and thrown out in the street in Berea before he got back into town. Like, he should have pulled up to Berea, and all of his shit was laying out in the middle of the street. You know what I mean? They should have just booted his ass right out of the damn facility. I mean, hey guys, I think you guys suck so bad. I'm gonna fucking kick a 29-yard punt. Yeah. I mean, what are you telling your guys?
I don't even believe in my kicker.
Yeah. Good grief. I mean, we need this win bad. I mean, we're on the cusp of the playoffs. Again, you got to look at the long haul. Like, it just shows you that's the culture of our team. You know what I mean? It's not aggression. It's not playing to win. We're going to play not to lose. That's why you lose all the time.
I can't believe that wasn't a question. I can't believe. I need to know the thought process.
I would love to hear like his pivot. Like Mike said, I'd love to hear how he can get out of that one. Because this guy is filibuster. His new name is filibuster. Mike, you're no longer filibuster. Kevin Stefanski is filibuster.
I'm still pretty good at it, though.
You are very good at it. I will tell you that. And I think Chris would agree with that too. But Stefanski is the absolute wizard when it comes to filibustering.
Dan said, first, Ronnie said, thanks, Jersey. He's cussing for all of us because we can't say it.
You're fucking right.
Barry told him if he gets 4 wins, he can keep his job. Probably told him that. Dan says improvement from last year is 1 win better. He said they showed the locker room after the game, and the guy barely acknowledged the quarterback. Actually, I saw that. Let me get that up here for you guys. The post game speech, because I did not see that. Thanks for bringing that up, reminding me. So let me get that pulled up here 1 second. But Mike, you go ahead. What's your thoughts on what Stefanski had to say at the press conference?
I mean, expected. I mean, I totally expect. I don't think Stefanski is like a bad guy, right? I don't think he should be the coach anymore, but that doesn't mean I don't think he's like a bad person. But I think that was just bad taste with how he like pivoted a question with Bernie Kosar and his struggles. That was a little weird. Like, I don't think he meant it maliciously. I hope not, at least. But like, that was just weird. That was so weird. Other than that, it was par for the course for Kevin Stefanski. Like, but and on that note, I will pivot by saying, in all earnest, prayers to Bernie Kosar. I'm glad the surgery went well. It sounds like he's going to be okay. And prayers to the donor family. I know it was a young man who unfortunately lost his life, who his liver, I believe, was donated to save Bernie's life. So God bless that family. Prayers up for everybody involved, but glad that Bernie is doing well. But weird that how
prayers to the
Kevin
family
put
of
it.
the young man who passed. Obviously, that's incredible story. And shout out to Bernie. You want to talk about inspiration? That inspired me a lot. Personally, I know a lot of people, so shout out to Bernie, and hopefully see him down on the Browns sideline again, cheering on the team soon, or just do what he does, pop it in.
The Rams are absolutely putting the smack down on the Buccaneers right
I'm
now.
gonna get Bernie on the show once he's up and running. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get him on this show.
Just
the type,
join anytime.
Just the type of guy. I mean, what a wonderful story. Just to be laying in that bed in the hospital, he's down 40 pounds in a week, and he's smiling so big, and he's saying, "Let's make it a winning day." I mean, gosh darn, man, can you imagine everybody? There was so many more people like Bernie Kosar, type of world we'd be living in. So I'm just glad it worked out for him. So it's just, and I hear he's going to do greater work now. So I definitely would love to get him on this show somehow, some way.
Absolutely.
And he's the kind of guy that probably would come on to this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hey, Bernie Kosar, if you ever see this, hit us up, brother. You can come out anytime. We're big fans.
Yeah, great dude.
If not, keep rusted up, getting better, and keep doing all the great work you're doing and inspiring others. But I got the hold. Give me one. Let me catch up with some of these comments. They should have went for it, so Sanders could take a knee for his first win. That's a coach a joke. Yeah, well said. We were talking about that a little bit ago. Gergs is still hot about that. He said, "Hey, fellas, do you think Stefanski is misunderstood?" No, I think Stefanski is who he is. I think he's not a very outgoing person, which Albert Breer reported before in the past. He's not a very outgoing person. He's just nice guy, but that's just not his personality, which I think is kind of not a great trait as a head coach. You may portray one way publicly, but behind the scenes, you got to be known as an outgoing guy. Like I never heard about Bill Belichick behind the scenes that he wasn't approachable or he wasn't outgoing. I mean, he was always lightning guys in meetings. There was a standard every day. You knew you were getting with Bill every day. So with Stefanski though, I don't know. It's I don't know. But yeah, bless you, Bernie. We love you. Live a long, healthy life. Absolutely. But here's Stefanski's post-game victory speech.
How about that road win? Stayed resilient together like I told you we needed to, right? Stay resilient together, and we fought together. How about Gage's big punt return on special teams? How about Corey, every single time you're out there pinning those guys doing your job? Great call. Offense wasn't perfect. How about that big play by Sam at the end? RB, huge play. Q, huge play. Harold making a big play. And then another rookie making his first start. Nice job, Sheduer. Well done. There's that old saying, save the best for last. How about that fucking defensive performance? Holy is what I have to say about that. 10 sacks by our defense. 10 sacks. Okay? I got one ball in my hand. Okay, I got a guy, he's got to get a cold every week. Okay, he had a cold this week. Wasn't feeling himself. 3 sacks, which gives him 18 on the season through 11 games, which breaks his own Browns record. Myles Garrett. Come on, man. So I'll see you guys in tomorrow. Hey, I'll see you Wednesday.
I would have loved if Miles would ever hand it to Shedeur. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought he would at least mention the deep throw to Isaiah Bond, but
no, that's pretty obvious right there, man. He just kind of just snuck that in, like the elephant in the room. It's you know what I mean. It's Shedeur. You know, obviously Miles. Great job on Miles, obviously.
Well, yeah,
but
we're gonna finish with that. He's Christian. Good to see you. Said acknowledge the kicker first. LOL. That locker room is not feeling him as a head coach. Is not feeling him as a. I agree. Yeah. I don't think it was sneaky, right? Yeah. I don't know. That was weird. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that again. By the way, Chip Kelly out as the Raiders offensive coordinator. Breaking news from Adam Schefter. No surprise there.
Oh,
that's all it took. So I guess Pete Carroll, you read his lips today, Mike. He was tired of the bullshit. He said, "Get out of here."
all right, hire Stefanski, please.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, please take him.
Oh, God.
But yeah, I don't know. This whole thing's gonna be fascinating. One thing I noticed they're watching them, and I don't like to nitpick on that a whole lot. Guys' body language. I mean, these guys just played a game. You know, they're tired and they got a lot going through their mind. But one thing I noticed there at the end, though, Shedeur was just kind of like irritated. I don't know if you guys noticed that. He was standing in the back there. He just looked kind of when he was talking about Miles there at the end. I'll pull it up right here. Where is it? At the end, though, he was clapping, cheering like everybody else. But there it is, right here. Hold on, I'll get this on the screen for you guys. You see Sheduer right there. He just looks kind of like a little over this. Am I looking too far into that? I don't know.
Well, they all.
They all look kind of like.
Doesn't really. It's almost like let's get this over with.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm getting at. Mike, what do you think about that?
I mean, could be, but it could also be exhaustion. It could be a multitude of things.
Here, it's obvious these players don't want to play for him anymore. You know what I mean? And that shit right there, he's just grandstanding in front of a camera. And he shouldn't be talking about the defense because if Jim Schwartz wasn't there and Stefanski was running the fucking defense, they would have gave up 20 touchdowns today. So here, it's pitiful what he's doing. And it's shameful that he's digging in the way he is against Shedeur. You know what I mean? It's your job is to help a guy succeed. You know what I mean? And so that was intentional right now. And here, what the guy that chatted in said, maybe that's why he punted on the 29-yard line, because he didn't want to let Shedeur have a chance to run the clock out. You know what I mean? And take a kneel. Like why would you punt that ball? So maybe there is something to that, but it just seems like he's digging in. And the crazy thing is he's going to lose. You know what I mean? I don't know if he just doesn't give a shit, but
I think he knows he's out of here. Like,
it's
I think
shameful.
there's a reason why they're campaigning for him already.
It's shameful that you can't come and just say, hey, you know, even if you thought you're the coach and you thought his grade was a C, the best thing for him mentally is for you to acknowledge him and his first start. You know what I mean? Played a solid game, made a great pass. We rolled out the way he did. You know, was able to manage the offense, improve from last week. You know, you don't have to say a whole lot. You don't got to sit there and like kiss the guy's feet or anything. But take a minute because he's your gosh darn quarterback and he's a rookie, and you know, give that to him in front of the guys because that's what he wants. He wants it in front of the guys. He don't really care what you have to say. He wants it in front of the guys. You know what I mean? And I think the guys, just think about these guys, all these players. What did they think of that? You know what I mean? I mean, if we're sitting here like, damn, this is screwed up. What are they thinking? Like, I would have loved if Njoku just picked his ass up, like, and just fucking threw him. You know, just threw him.
Here's the thing, though.
Threw him the hell out of there.
Here's the thing, though, Joe. It isn't only Kevin, man. I mean, somehow this guy went from a first-round pick to not even getting picked until the fifth round. So
I know.
I don't know what it is against him, and I know that, you know, my guy over here, quick clips, thinks that I'm a Shedeur hater.
Well, you are.
No, I'm not. I've never said that he wasn't going to succeed here. I said in this culture, it's impossible to succeed here. And I've said multiple times, Tom Brady couldn't do great here the way it is. I don't know what I've said. Yeah, I was laughing at the fact that they're not going to win 7 in a row, but that's not a Shedeur Sanders thing. I said Shedeur Sanders should start next week. I said Kevin Stefanski should have named it right away, right after the win. I don't. Do I think that he is the second coming of Jesus Christ? No. And I've said that a million times. But also, I don't. I guess I just don't know what it is, why people think that I hate him. Don't hate him at all. Root for him. I'll never root against anybody. And I know you guys on the panel know that because you guys know me, but
Yeah.
I call it like I see it, and it's my opinion on things. It's what I see, but it doesn't mean that, you know, am I going to go to the extreme of saying Shedeur Sanders is going to win the next 7 with the Cleveland Browns, and the Cleveland Browns are going to win 7 in a row and win the division? No, I'm not going to that extreme because I don't believe it. And it's not because Shedeur Sanders is the quarterback. It's just simply because the Cleveland Browns suck. I've said put any quarterback in the system with Kevin Stefanski and with them not throwing the ball downfield and with them not the playbook that they've been running and the offensive line that they have and all these things that
the
obviously
receivers
you see every week. It doesn't matter who you put at quarterback. They're not going to win many games. It has nothing to do with Shedeur Sanders. Nothing.
Dan said this photo looked like a sales training at the Fiat store. Yeah. Go ahead, Jersey.
Here, again, the kid's got to earn it. You know what I mean? And so I don't like what they've done to this kid so far, like through the draft and shit. But, you know, and he's got to earn it. And he really hasn't. Right now, he's earned the right to play in the NFL. You know what I mean? And I think he earned the right to be drafted higher than he was. But now he's got to earn a permanent spot on the team and a starting position at quarterback. So, and he hasn't done that yet. Now, should he be starting for the Browns next week? Yeah. Is he the best? Is he the best thing for the Cleveland Browns at quarterback position? Yes, he's the best. He's the best thing for them right now. So, but you know,
I am
I'm
concerned that they're going to start Deshaun Watson though, and I'm
yeah, that could happen.
Let me throw this out there. I don't think they should. I've said it. They should start Shedeur Sanders next week. But it really is today. I think it was more not about when Dylan Gabriel is healthy. That's why he doesn't want to say Shedeur starting. I think it's about if Deshaun Watson is healthy, Deshaun's going to start. Again, I'm not saying I would start Deshaun Watson. I'm not saying that. I think Deshaun Watson's time in Cleveland should be done. It should be over. They should move on. I just don't know why he made the trip to Las Vegas.
I don't think he's gonna start personally. I think I've heard some other guys say this. The owner told you basically he's not starting already. There's no chance. They're never rolling that back. It ain't happening. Like when you don't come out and say a guy's a big swing and miss, you're just gonna put him back out there. I don't see what world that's gonna happen. The moment he said that, and you have to play these rookies, and he said it for the year. He said at the same time, he said Deshaun Watson was we took a big swing and a miss, and then he also said, we have to see both these rookies play. So, yeah, I don't know. I think.
Would you put it past them?
No, I wouldn't put it past Kevin. I wouldn't put it past Stefanski. I think Stefanski personally would like to start him, but I don't think the other people are going to let it happen.
I don't think guys like Jimmy Haslam, like those kind of egomaniacs, and I'm not picking on Jimmy Haslam, but these billionaires, they don't say something and do the total opposite because they got too much pride and ego. Once they say it, that's it. You know what I mean? And the fact, like Joseph said, for him to say that was a nail in the coffin.
Yeah,
it's over with.
And the guy that pushed a lot of that trade was with Dee Podesta got his ear about philosophical change and more air raid, and we got to throw the ball more. And that's where Deshaun Watson came in, why they went out and got him and paid all that money. And, he was a big part of that trade and making that happen. Well, he's gone now. Kevin's probably gone after the year. And the people that are going to be left, they got other plans. They're moving on from all this crap. They're done with it. So why he's actually there, I don't know. I mean, he's technically still on the roster and part of the team. Maybe it's just Deshaun's doing. I think Deshaun's doing. I think Deshaun's there. They made sure to show him during the game, helping Sheduer on the iPad and breaking down film. And I think Deshaun's trying to make sure he has maybe somebody will take a chance on him after this when he leaves. I think that's
that he's willing to do the backup stuff,
or just you give him he wants an opportunity. He's still going to want to get an opportunity somewhere. He's not training as hard as he is to come back for no reason. He is trying to come back and play. It's just not going to be here. But I think a lot of it's just him trying to show publicly that, hey, I still want to be around and I think I can still play and blah, blah, blah. Someone come take a waiver on, come take a flyer on me. I think that's all.
Well, yeah, it could just be, instead of being disengaged from football entirely, like staying engaged, just I'm going to help this rookie. You know what I mean? I can't play right now. I'm going to help this rookie.
Yeah.
So it could be, because it's the best.
You just hear a lot of rumblings in Cleveland about how good he looks and this, that, and the other. It just wouldn't surprise me with the Browns.
Chantel, good to see you. She said, I wonder what the crowd will do if they play Dylan against the 49ers. I think they'd boo the whole game.
Probably.
I think
it'd be like when start Dylan Gabriel. They cannot.
No, I don't know how you could. I mean, that would be crazy if they did that. I think it would be like when LeBron came back to Cleveland for the first time as a Miami Heat and they just booed the whole game. I think they would just boo the whole game. I mean, they were booing the kid last week when he was at home.
Yeah, they won't. Yeah, it wouldn't do him any good. It wouldn't do the Browns any good. It wouldn't do. It would do zero good to start Dylan Gabriel next week.
I agree. What last thing I want to end with here, though, it was mentioned earlier. Kevin actually mentioned his press conference. We got to touch on it. Myles Garrett, 18 sacks for the year through how many games now, Mike? 11 games. Yeah, 11 games.
Yep.
The all-time sack record is 22.5. I think he's going to obviously break that record. He's got plenty of games left to do it, especially at the rate he's playing at. The last, I think, 3 games, he has a total of almost 15 sacks, Mike. I think the last 3-4 games we read the stats today or something crazy after today, or maybe it's almost 15. It's somewhere between 12 to 15. That's a lot in that 3-4 games. So, Myles Garrett, to me, I think, like I said, I think he will break the all-time sack record. How many sacks will he finish with this year total? To me, is what I'm interested in. I'm going to say he might finish with 25.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I think he breaks the sack record. I think he gets 25 sacks, maybe more. One of the best to ever do it in a Browns uniform, man. Witnessing just generational greatness, just like nothing like it. I hope that, You know what? And I'm going to tie this into the Sheduer stuff. I hope the Sheduer is the guy, and I hope he can spend the offseason finding the right coach, make the right picks, because I don't know if there's anybody who deserves to win more in a Browns uniform than Myles Garrett. In a lost season, I know like people might say he's doing it for the accolades, but he always plays hard, always prepares hard. Just an absolute just gem of a dude. Like no player like him in the NFL. Just like just an alien in all aspects. Really is.
Jersey?
Yeah, I think he's going to pass 25. I mean, and his defense is going to start. It's going to be playing better and better and better. With Mason Graham there, just more cohesion. So that defensive line is going to just play even better. So it's just gives him more opportunity. Yeah, I mean, you got 6 games left. I mean, he's got 18. Yeah, it's possible. You can't say it's impossible. You know what I mean? So if he gets, and here he had that little stint of games where he didn't have any sacks. Remember that?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like this guy gets fucking 30 sacks. I said even if he gets 25 sacks, I don't care how bad the Browns have been. That their defense has been great. He should be the MVP. Because it's just, I mean, mind-boggling. But he's going to go past 25, and the cool thing is too is the guy got paid in the offseason. Still he's come out even more productive.
Might have his best year ever.
Yeah, that's what I like. You know what I mean? More productive. So, he's the baddest dude in the league.
Worth every penny.
Oh, oh gosh, yeah. Would have been worth more.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's I think he's going to go right past 25.
What do you think, Gergs?
Yeah, I think what does he have? 11 in the last 3 games.
Yeah, I think it's more. I think it's
4.
I think it's like 12 to 15, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you not say he barring an injury, he is going to get the record. I don't see how he's not. He's definitely the best defensive player in the league. Now he has, Mason Graham, that D line, like I said, it's if it ain't the Browns, it's Philly. But it might be better than Philly's defensive line. I mean, it's amazing what they're doing. It sucks that they've only won 3 games with a defensive line like that, as dominant as that. But he's definitely the bright spot in a dark situation right now, and which is the Cleveland Browns. But yeah, congratulations to him, dude. That dude, he's playing right now at such a high level. Good for him. Good for him.
Yeah, without a doubt. I can't wait to see where he finishes at. And you make a good point, Jersey. I mean, the guy puts up that kind of numbers, like he's got to be at least in the conversation of MVP. I don't know why he wouldn't be. That's
right.
Phenomenal, right? Best player in the league. But like we always do every week when we end the show, we'll give our look ahead to next week and give our score predictions. Great show today, and shout out to Grady Kinsey, number 1 running back, senior in Ohio. Committed to the Air Force, joined us earlier. It was a great interview. So go back and watch that if you just tuned in. And please like, subscribe, and share if you haven't. We're almost to 1,000. And when we get to 1,000, Mike's getting that tattoo. So you better subscribe right now. Mike's getting that tattoo. We're gonna document it, and you guys will see it. So
video evidence.
Yes, but we're gonna end today's show like we always do, again with a score prediction for next week. The Browns will be at home to take on the 49ers. I'll go first, I guess. We beat the 49ers at home 2 years ago. It was a great game. We were the underdogs in that game. I remember it was a rainstorm too. It was a fun game. We won at home. It was a great atmosphere that day. I'm gonna say the Browns, if Shedeur plays, which I think he will. I think the Browns win next week. back at home, coming off a game like this. I think they'll run the ball pretty well at home. I think they'll establish a running game. I think Shedeur will improve off of last week and look more comfortable next week. And it makes.
Sorry to interrupt you, Joe, but before we get to Sunday, can we please get a score prediction for Saturday? I mean,
whoa,
whoa.
Ohio State.
We cannot get to Sunday without Saturday, baby. And
Ohio
there's a
State
pretty
86,
important
Michigan 3.
game.
Well, Chris, Gergs, you give your prediction.
21-20.
Who's winning?
By me not saying the name should tell you what I think.
The team down south.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. I appreciate your honesty.
Yeah, but
here it's gonna be it's always a great game. I expected them to win last year, and we had a terrible game plan and blew it. So, no, I think Ohio State will win. I think this is the right year for them. Here, Bryce Underwood's a freshman. They still got what are they right now? What's their record right now? Are they still ranked top 25?
2 losses, 18, ranked 18th.
15th
Okay.
now.
Yeah, so they're a solid team
now.
still. I think Sharon Moore's done a nice job keeping that program solid. I know some guys went up there and did a visit recently, and they're very impressed with them.
Undefeated at home this year.
Yes, it's gonna be tough. It's not gonna be easy at all. It's a rivalry game. Both teams. One team could be 2 and whatever, and the other team can be undefeated. It's still gonna be a tough game because it's a rivalry game. It's just how it is. So records don't matter in this game really. So I'm gonna say, Jeremiah sat out last week, got healthy, and Carnell did. I think Ohio State, that defense this year, what Matt Patricia's doing, it's no matter who they go against. People have had a hard time figuring that out. I think Ryan Day too. He knows he has to win this game. I think he's preparing for this game for a while. I'm gonna say Ohio State. Man, I want to say they scored a lot of points at some point because I honestly I think in these games whoever wins big because there's just so much emotion in it that the margin's so small that once a team takes off, I think the other team kind of starts to get pissed and just kind of lets the foot off the gas. Not that they quit, but it's just like I just think whoever wins this one wins big. So either Ohio State wins big or they get their ass blown out and embarrassed in a surprising fashion. So I'm going to say Ohio State 42, Michigan 24. Maybe. So I'll say they're somewhere around there. It kind of reminds me of the game in 19, the last time they went up there, where they were the better team, and it was close to about mid-game, and then Fields kind of got hot, and the big players started making plays, and Wilson, and I think they finished like 50-something points that game. But
55% chance of snow, it's looking like.
So, yeah, and I'm not too worried about I like Bo Jackson a lot to run the ball.
Yeah.
The other kid, Wes, is running the ball well. Here, Michigan's going to play hard. You know what I mean? Could it be a close game? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it came down to – I just think it's going to go one way or the other. I don't know why. This is what I think. That's how I feel about this one. But you never know. These games are very unpredictable because they're rivalry games. Jersey? Mike said 86-3, so go ahead.
I say Ohio State 41-17. I think that Michigan will get 17 points on that defense. That defense has only allowed, I think, like 59 points so far this season total.
Yeah, they're on a historic run.
Yeah.
And they got two. They probably have 2 top 10 picks on that defense with Downs and Reese. So Reese has become an absolute just animal this year.
I think Ohio State's offense is going to be on the field quite a bit, and I think Jeremiah Smith is going to have a fucking monster game. I think he's been preparing for it, and they obviously I don't give a shit who it is. Nobody's stopping that guy. You know what I mean? So he does what he wants. So, and then you got Tate. There's just so much. This is a historic team. This kind of reminds me of that Alabama team. Was that the COVID year?
2020, yeah, when they had Mac Jones and Devontae Smith, and
just a juggernaut team. I mean, the only thing is going to beat Ohio State's Ohio State. So, but the way that defense is playing, I mean, it's historic defense. So, I would say 41-17.
all right. Well, it's gonna be fun to watch either way. I mean, that's obviously the game everybody looks forward to every year. So now we got that out of the way. Thanks, and Chris, you had to get that in there. But
sorry, I can't go a show on during the game week and not mention
well,
it.
I might do something on that game this week, so you guys stay tuned. I might have been saving it, but we'll see. But I actually might do something this week on that game. Stay tuned. But going back to the Browns, though, our last score prediction, I'm going to say, like I said, I think the Browns will win next week. Shedeur starts. I'm going to say the Browns 27. I think they get I think they get hot at home. I think the energy in this they'll feed off that in the stadium with Shedeur. And then I think the Niners 20.
I'm gonna say I'm agreeing with you. I think the Browns are gonna pull it out. Shedeur's first official start at home. Browns 28, Niners 17.
And I'm gonna say the Browns get a pick 6 in this game. By the way, I think they'll get a pick 6. I think they're gonna get so much pressure on Purdy that I think he'll throw a pick 6. Jersey or Chris, go ahead.
Jersey, go ahead.
I think the Browns followed up with another 24. They put 20. It's 20. I think the Browns, especially the weather. If we get any kind of precipitation, that's not definitely gonna. Niners aren't gonna like that. You remember the last game here against the Niners, but I'm gonna say.
Yeah, right now, actually, I didn't know that Sunday. Not to cut you off, but Sunday's showing obviously rain and snow mix. Now it's a week out, so that could change. Still a lot of ways to go, but if that is the case, I really like our chances with the weather. But I just think they're going to feed off that energy in that stadium.
I'm gonna say Browns 24, Niners 13.
All right, and I do expect it to be a loud stadium. We had the guys that were sitting next to us today at the place.
Jeez.
5 of them were sitting. These 5 dudes about our age, Mike. Remember they were sitting next to us. Maybe probably a little younger. They were all sitting there already buying tickets for the game next week. So people are gonna be showing up, showing out. So he's sparked something in the fan base. Go ahead, Gerd.
All right. Well, here I come. I think this is where it gets. Browns get a win, and then here's overreaction. It's a West Coast team. West Coast teams at 1:00 games really don't do great. It's pretty lopsided with that. Rain, snow. I don't think the 49ers are going to love that either.
Myles Garrett's on fire.
Yeah, I think 49ers 17, Browns 6.
Oh.
Here, I think
Rodney's really coming at you. Rodney's really been coming after you now.
I think the Browns found a little with Judkins and now Sampson. I think you can get heavy dose. You know what I mean? I think they're finding some wrinkles with those guys, and like today they played them both together. I mean, that's what you got to do. If you could fucking run the ball 50% of the time and split the carries with them guys, or get Judkins 60%, 70%, get Sampson involved, get Sampson out in the flat catching passes. they got a chance with that defense. You know what I mean? If they don't turn the ball over with that defense, and if they don't turn the ball over, they got a chance to win any game. Even with those idiot Stefanski standing on the sideline. I mean, with those two tailbacks, so and even with the shitty as the O line is, that defense just gives them a chance. Just run the ball, sustain some of your drives. You know, your defense will hold up. Like you said,
Well,
maybe
and
they get a
they
pick
are running.
six.
You know, since Reese has taken over, they've been more balanced today. 20 passing attempts to 27 rushing attempts. So the
There
last
you
3 weeks
go.
since he's taken over, they've been a lot more balanced. We haven't
There
seen
you
the
go.
whole 58 dropbacks and all that bullshit.
And the Niners are going to come in and they're going to have to. I mean, they're going to watch the tape from last week, and they're going to have to. You know, the Browns have the ability to stretch the defense out because they know Sanders will throw the ball deep. You know what I mean? So
Rodney said, "There you go, Chris. Chatty can't help himself. Sad."
chat.
Hey, I was the only one on this panel that predicted a Browns win last week for today. I don't understand
No,
it.
I picked the Raiders. I mean, no, I picked the Browns.
Well, I picked the Raiders thinking Dylan Gabriel was going to come back and play.
I picked the Browns.
There was a couple. Well, then sorry, I was one of two that picked. It's just how it's my opinion. It has nothing to do with Shedeur Sanders. It has everything to do with the fact that you guys next week are still going to have a coach that decided to punt the ball on an opponent's 29-yard line.
I say just fire his ass this week.
My faith is not in the Browns regime. It's not in Kevin Stefanski. They don't call plays to push the ball down the field. That is why I say 17-6. It's not because Shedeur Sanders. It is because what's around him.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. That has been great. Hopefully they turn around. But well, guys, appreciate for joining us tonight. He said, Chris, did you even enjoy the game today?
Yeah, it's nice to see the Browns win, but it wasn't a great game.
It was kind of boring in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the best game to watch. But
do you have anything to say to the Bucks fan tonight? 34-7. Your Lions won. I mean, what's going on over there in the NFC? I got to ask you.
I mean, we're 7-4 and outside the playoffs. The Bears are 8-3. Don't ask me how. The Packers are 7-3-1. We play them on Thanksgiving. That's going to be a pretty big game. We're gonna have to win that one. But I mean, we're Dan Campbell took over play calling and he's throwing the ball a little bit too much for my liking. Jared Goff seems to be relying on with no Sam Laporta. He's kind of throwing the ball a lot to St. Brown. St. Brown's great, but yeah, I don't know. I think we need to get back to running the football.
Am I reading the stat line correct on Baker tonight?
Baker Mayfield got hurt. Baker Mayfield, yeah, he got absolutely
9-19, 41 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 picks.
Yep, and
he's in a sling.
He did not play the second half.
Oh,
but
dang.
the Rams look like the best team in football. Their defense is legit. They have Matthew Stafford.
That was my NFC pick at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I mean, they look great. But here 7-4, you're not even in the playoff picture right now. That's kind of tough. We play the Rams in I think 3 weeks. We go to Green Bay on Thanksgiving, then next Thursday Dallas, and I think then we play the Rams. So we'll see. We'll find out about our team, but I think we need to get back to the run. Jahmyr Gibbs is just an absolute he's just a freak. He is insanely good, and yeah, we'll see what happens. But big game on Thanksgiving. I think this game is a must win on Thanksgiving. To be honest with you, I with the Rams coming up, going to Dallas. That's you never know there. They can put up points. So that's going to be a shootout. But I don't know. The Bucks are 6-5 though, and they don't really look great either. They can't.
Well,
stop
and
anything.
he's in a. I mean, hopefully Baker's okay, but if that's the case, they might be looking downward now.
The problem is nobody is in that division other than the Panthers that are looking pretty good.
Yeah, Corey's Falcons 4-7. They're terrible. New Orleans 2-9. So yeah, not a great division at all. Ronnie said, "Chris, have a great week. I mean that from the bottom of my heart."
Well, I mean it from the bottom of my heart too. I hope you have a good week too.
He said, "I love you guys, and you too, Chris."
Love me next week when I'm right. Okay.
Shout out to Ronnie there, everybody, and Chris. We'll see you on the next one, brother. Appreciate you coming on.
All right, see ya.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. Great show tonight, Jersey. We interviewed Grady Kinsey. Grady Kinsey. Great kid. Like I said, go rewatch that interview if you haven't seen it. Number 1 running back, senior in the state of Ohio. He's broke the Ohio all-time rushing touchdown record this year, over 125. So you better go check this kid out. He's playing against Ted Gins alumni, and obviously Ted Senior, Glenville this week in a playoff matchup. So that's gonna be a great game. Air Force commit Grady Kinsey. So go check out that interview on the playback, and you need to go check it out, George. That was really good. That was pretty cool.
Yep.
And Mike, they need to like, subscribe, and share. We are just the Brown season is just getting started now.
Just getting started. Yeah, absolutely. And thank you to all who joined the show, commented in. We really appreciate you. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. Helps us out a lot.
And
trying to get to
happy
1,000.
Thanksgiving, everybody, too. Like
Happy
Wally
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, Wally. Love you, brother. Hope you're doing good.
Happy Thanksgiving to all. But yes, folks.
Hey, Mike, could you tell them to subscribe in a famous voice you do?
Oh, bro, I haven't had nothing to drink.
Oh,
all right.
Yeah, I don't want to subscribe.
Yeah. All right. Let me take my Zen out. There. For a certain period of time, yeah. This channel's been going for 3 years, yeah. A couple things you gotta understand, yeah. You gotta subscribe, and you gotta share for the Macho Man, yeah. Because the cream of the crop always rises to the top, yeah. Yeah, you gotta understand there's a couple of things if you want to you gotta subscribe, yeah. You gotta share. Thank you guys so much for joining. We're out of here.
Pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie. Did that all Friday night at the game. But anyways, yeah, please like, subscribe, share all that good stuff. Jersey, you got anything you want to add to that?
So, hey, does everybody have a great Thanksgiving, and hope to see your friends, your family. Enjoy the time, and ready for some great football. Some high school football coming up Friday night, state semis. Bucks, Michigan, and the Browns are going to get another win. It'll be a great week.
Hell yeah.
Right. Yeah, please like, subscribe, share all the good stuff. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Love all you guys. And please subscribe. We're almost to 1,000. And yeah, we're up out of here. I'm saluting. Jersey's saluting. Mike, what are you doing?
Putting in another Zen. Let's go.
Later. Go.
Later.